Love that.
There we go. We're live.
God.
This is the Exploding Barbed Wire DeathCast, but I think we're going to be changing the name of this podcast to the Fan Hub Rejects because that's just funnier. And we like taking shots at the Fan Hub. Why?
Fuck those guys.
Because we want.
I'm
Because
still over there.
Because we can. No, no hate.
Because
Just
we
because we can.
There's no hate.
And we want to.
That's still my place. What's up, Fan Hub? Trap House Rave, June 16th at the Foundry.
But,
had to get that out really quick.
Well, we had a hell of an episode of Dynamite last night. The whole show kind of centered around what happened with Swerve and Willow during that mixed tornado tag match. But I think the biggest thing that I got out of Dynamite last night was that backstage segment. Swerve and Hangman, where they were getting into it. Security's trying to separate them. And they're like...
Those are some Cleveland boys from AEW.
Yeah, what's up?
You burned down my house. You broke into my house. I know.
Yeah.
Saying you deserved it.
You deserved it.
I know.
Yes.
Which, I mean, it goes further into showing they're trying to humanize Hangman and realize that he wasn't fully unjustified, but at the same time, chill. Calm down a bit.
You know, and the way that Hangman, these guys have like a huge role in their own creative. The way that Hangman stormed off, dude, we're getting babyface Hangman back. I can't wait. I can't wait to see these guys partner up, apologize to each other. Hey, man, like I think this is either gonna head in one of two directions. Now, I'm not sure if Swerve's gonna win this weekend. Do you? Who's got tabs on that?
I've been back and forth about it because like it started when he won the mixed tag match, and I was like, well, that might signify he's gonna lose. But then at the end, he gets taken out and power bombed onto some glass, and now I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
There's oftentimes some truth to that with, for instance, a contract signing, who gets put through the table. I try not to look into that too much, though, with matches.
Yeah.
Right, but
no, there's definitely some truth to it. Like, it happens, it happens too often to not be somewhat true, at least. It's not always true, but it's consistent enough. But my hope is that Swerve does win. I don't know if he will, but I hope he does. And I really hope it's because of Hangman.
Yeah,
you get Hangman's redemption arc.
I had seen, I think it was either you or Andreezy said it last night, that it's like the best possible way for that match to end is Hangman dragging Swerve's lifeless corpse over Mox for the 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Yeah, that was me. That's what I'm hoping for.
Honestly, that is the best. That is the best possible scenario.
It gives Hangman a clear shot to the world championship, which, I mean, these guys they're on a win and loss. They're equal, like these guys are two powerhouses. They're two equals. And I've always said that Hangman is the final boss of AEW. I'm now beginning to believe that actually might be Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland might, Dave, just throwing it out there, might be the most talented, in terms of being well-rounded professional wrestler they have on the entire roster.
In the world currently.
Yeah. He's definitely
who's better than him.
Yeah, he's definitely a conversation for top 3 currently. So
there's some that are up there with him as well that are active, but my opinion.
I always thought it was this. Hangman is the main character of AEW. Mox is the final boss.
Mox
wants to be the final boss.
Yes.
Well, he's the one who's always holding the world title. He's held it like 4 times, 5 if you count that interim as a separate reign.
It doesn't mean much. Bowser's not the main character, and he holds the princess.
Well, no, I'm talking about it. Mox being the final boss, and Hangman being the main character.
There's one cure for that.
The village shall know.
Wait, so C-Boss, if Hangman is the final, or I'm sorry, if Swerve is the final boss and Hangman is the main character.
No, I
where
said
does-
Mox is the final boss, not
Oh.
Swerve.
Okay, if Mox is the final boss, and you said Hangman is the main character, I
Yes.
believe. Okay,
Yes.
where does Kenny Omega fit into the equation then?
Everywhere.
Kenny is
Everywhere.
God.
Yeah.
No,
Kenny is
Yes.
AEW's God.
Yeah, I mean, for lack of better explanation, that's the easiest way to put it. Kenny Omega is he is definitely the real question is like we all assume that Tony Khan is the person calling the shots, but if you look at how some of these things are being booked, they're being booked very similarly to how things are booked in Japan with the tournaments, with the scoring in tournaments, with the brackets. Yeah, I mean, even with the women, I mean, like, this is very New Japan adjacent. That's more Kenny's bag than it was Tony's. Tony was a NXT stan.
The one thing we know with that, though, is we're for sure not getting much from the Bucks in terms of helping out with that currently, and they've been due for a long break, and they are on that current long break, but
Yeah,
they're not
after
as
having a short
active.
run
From
in Japan.
reports currently, is when they do come to a show, they leave before it starts. It's just straight business for them right now, and
So,
they're due for that. That's fine.
well, they're both in PT. Have you seen Matt Jackson's physique? He's doing that travel blog with his wife.
Yeah.
And then he looks shredded. I mean, like, they're getting ready for another whatever they planned on doing, because Matt specifically was starting to look a little chunky, and now he's all shredded.
Well, I mean, they're got to be coming towards the end of their career.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the end of their career. I think these guys got another 5
Their
to 10.
full-time career. I mean, it's already pretty much over, but I can see it slowing down even more.
So last week I had some people over at the house, and we watched a Bucks match: Bucks Kota Ibushi versus Rey Mysterio, Bandito, and Rey Fenix. It's the tale of two tag teams. Now, where you say allude to the idea that the Bucks are kind of slowing down a little bit, do you think that in some capacity that they'll continue to wrestle, just not at the speed they're wrestling at currently?
I
hope not.
Yeah,
I don't want them to be Jericho.
No, not at all.
I don't even think Jericho got dogged by a 9-year-old on national television last week. It was.
I gotta say this: the Bucks, I don't think will become Jericho. Though I get what you're saying, Bill. But you just look at the matches the Young Bucks have put on, like, for example.
That three-way in Japan in the Tokyo Dome for the tag titles, I thought that match was one of their better matches in recent memory.
Right. I was going to say the Dynamite we were at in Cleveland where they
with Private Party when they dropped the titles. I thought they looked really good there too.
Yeah.
But of course, if I'm going to recommend anyone a Young Bucks match, it's from the same show. I'd recommend anyone a Kenny match or an Okada match. Dominion 2018, Young Bucks, Sonata Evil, the tag titles, easily one of the best matches the Young Bucks have put on in their entire careers.
I don't know.
One of my favorite elite matches, though, is I think it was Double or Nothing 2023 when they faced Death Triangle, and I believe it was Matt Jackson. He just drank a fan soda right out of the crowd.
That was that during Double or Nothing 2023. That was when they were in the Anarchy in the Arena against.
You're right.
I think you're thinking of Full Gear 2022 when they came back and they had the start of that epic 7-match series.
Oh yeah. But either
with
way,
Death Triangle for the trios titles.
Epic. Dragged on too long.
Either way, though.
It's the last time the trios titles held any relevance.
Either way, though, that was one of my. I know that was with Kenny, but that was one of my favorite Young Bucks matches overall. Because in that match, you got to see their personality. Like, whether it was Matt Jackson or Nick Jackson, it was just hilarious that he drinks a guy's soda out of the crowd and goes, "Oh, I hope that was decaf."
So one of my personal favorites will always be the cage match between the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers. Those two teams have never had a bad match against each other.
I want to ask a question, C-Boss. I want to expand on a comment that you just made about the relevance of the trios titles. Now, I'm inclined to agree, as I would believe that most of the panel would agree that right now those are moot titles. They haven't done all of Jack and shit in the past fucking 2 years. Do you think do you think getting them off the Death Riders and putting them on rated FTR is the solution to making this relevant?
No, but it could be the start. It could be the start to bringing them back to a point that they were. I don't think rated FTR is the team to do it. I think it could be like a top flight AR Fox, bring it back to that fast paced, high flying lucha style that the trios titles were built for, with teams like the Elite and Death Triangle.
I don't think it'll be top flight and AR Fox that take the trios titles off of.
Maybe not. But
That'd be good, though.
It would be.
I've got the Ops taking the trios titles. Samoa Joe.
I'd like to see that because those guys are.
Well, especially with Samoa Joe stating what news came out today, I believe it was, basically, of him saying he's almost done.
Yeah,
he's not signing another contract. He's retiring. So I can see them strapping him up again. Why not?
Yeah, strap him
really,
up.
Really have him
give
help
Hook a
continue push
legitimate title since, you know.
Hook's getting good. I like Hook.
I've
liked him since I first saw him, but
very, very, very impressed with now. Like, sticking him with Samoa Joe and having him be mentored by the guy who his father mentored was the best possible thing for his career. And you got Shibata there as well. And Shibata, you know me, I'm a big Shibata guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't remember who it was that said in the chat, but whoever said it is right. They are starting to push the young talent in AEW again.
Again, that was me.
And you know what's interesting about that, Bill, is I did respond to you. Like, that was the whole point of Moxley's thing at the
when he first started. Yeah.
And
that was a big portion of what he was saying. You want young talent to be hungry and go for it.
Right. And I think that's why they strapped up the Private Party, and they gave Daniel Garcia the TNT championship.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting how the Death Rider story has kind of gone away from that. And it feels like the Death Rider story, at least to me, has kind of become more about what is AEW and like the overall mindset of AEW. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. Which I'm very much enjoying this. But the reason I don't think Swerve is taking the title is because I think they might do Ospreay versus Moxley at All In.
No,
I don't see that.
I could see. Well, it's more of a want. I want Swerve to take this title off of Mox because I think what's going on with the Death Riders is stagnated, and I think it stagnated months ago. I think it's time to I think that it's finally time for the renaissance of AEW, where Tony Khan has to start taking some really extreme liberties with creative. I mean, full polar shift. I mean, I think that, and I want to expand on something that you said, Rollins, about the original idea for the Death Riders, but propping young talent and Mox wanting to reinforce the idea that we're giving young talent an opportunity. If that were the case, why the fuck doesn't Daniel Garcia defend his belt every single weekend on Collision? Why did the Private Party only defend twice? You made Private Party look like they haven't done jack shit since. You made them look like fucking chumps.
The plan originally was to keep Private Party with the titles for a little longer. Like, that was already leaked. The Hurt Syndicate obviously are extremely over. It's fan service. I like to have the titles, but you did Private Party dirty. As far as Daniel Garcia, yeah, he should defend it more, but he's not OC. He's not going to defend it every possible chance he has. Like, that was OC's thing. You know,
right.
Speaking about OC, breaking news, he's injured too. Torn pec. Found out a couple hours ago.
But I really like the Adam Cole storyline right now. It gives some life to the title when we are lacking with it because of his lack of defenses. He has defended it quite a bit, but not to the level of OC. And I think that's where the comparison, where we're seeing it, when we feel like he's not defending enough because he's not to that level.
I will say this. I know we have like Swerve, Moxley, and the triple threat match, Kenny Omega, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Ricochet, and several other great matches on Dynasty. But for some reason, I'm looking at that Adam Cole, Daniel Garcia match, no time limit. Everybody
no outside interference whatsoever.
Right.
Everyone's banned from ringside.
I'm looking at that match, and I enjoyed their most recent match on Collision that went to a draw. And I'm thinking about what they can do on pay-per-view. I have to say, that's the match I'm most excited about this weekend. It is.
It's probably like one of the few matches where I think we might see a guaranteed title change. I genuinely think Adam Cole should win here.
Well, let's pivot. Title changes. Like we have 90% of the fucking matches on this pay-per-view are title defenses.
World Championship, International, Women's, World Trios, World Tag, TNT, ROH, World Championship, then 2 Owen Harts as of now.
Yeah.
So
There's
isn't
no blood feuds.
I wouldn't even count the Owen Hart as like a non-title necessarily because it is a special. It's a tournament.
Oh,
We don't have a single traditional non-title match right now.
Right.
That's kind of weird.
Speaking of the Owen, didn't MJF say he was going to enter the Owen Hart tournament? Or am I wrong?
I don't remember actually.
I
thought he did.
Because my thought was that Jeff could be the wild card. That's my hope, anyways. I don't see why he wouldn't be.
Did Josh
genuinely had? Oh yeah, I was just thinking
that's
about
a big
that
one
while
as well.
Today. I'm like, wait.
So Josh Alexander was all but confirmed as signed to AEW months ago when he announced that he was done. That's where he said, he signed to AEW, right?
Not confirmed.
Like,
he said,
but
he did.
But
all that he's really, all that's really been stated so far is he was given offers from AEW and WWE, and he was going with where the most money was offered,
which is
and
AEW.
It's thought to be AEW. It typically is.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the pay cap between Bobby Lashley and WWE, which is $800,000 a year, don't ask me how I know that. Now he's making $2 million a year with AEW. I mean, like all of these guys coming over are
he's still fantastic. It's ridiculous how well the Hurt Syndicate's doing right now.
Yeah.
By the way,
MVP.
Oh yeah,
that man on the mic is just gold.
100%, and he is more. I don't think I've ever seen him this over outside of AEW.
I didn't think
TNA he was pretty over. I remember that.
So we all kind of assume that Cedric is joining Hurts in the Syndicate, right?
It's all but confirmed at this point.
Do you think we're gonna get Hurts Syndicate versus Don Callis family? Because that's the one I really want. Just mainly for the battle between Don Callis and MVP.
Maybe.
That just hit my face. Now it's at the front of my brain, and my brain is going. Because last night, dude, Taz's commentary last night.
I love it. He just doesn't give a shit.
Every single time fucking Don Callis was brought up, which
hope he gets hit by a bus.
Like, dude won't talk about Hook being his son. Like behind him once. That's my son. Like there's one fucking time. But he's touched really quick to be like, fuck Don Callis. I hope he dies. Fuck that guy.
The second I saw him say, I hope he gets hit by, I was like,
you and me both in the chat.
Really fucking I love
it. Hey, I was 2 minutes behind because my stream sucks.
So listen, let's talk about that feud. Jesus Christ. MVP versus Don Callis. That's the feud of the year.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I want to see Lashley and Takeshita.
Okay.
Oh
yeah.
Damn.
I don't know. Maybe not Lashley.
No, Lashley could go with Takeshita.
He totally could. Shelton's more athletic, so I think that
is true. Yeah, Shelton's jumping knees are just fucking brutal.
I've been watching old Shelton stuff. We're getting ready for Mania weekend, so watching old Manias, watching old King of the Ring. Shelton, God, they absolutely, they absolutely assassinated his character and his skill set in WWE. That dude is a monster. Imagine
as they do to everyone.
Yeah.
Have you watched a Penta match recently?
He's so slow.
So slow.
He's working so slow.
He's having to slow down for the locker room to keep up with them.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Hey, Triple H, tell us more about the grind. Your people can't work any faster than a fucking school zone. Fuck out of here. It's fucking ridiculous. I love. Listen, and I'm not gonna shit on WWE's product. I've defended it over at the Hub.
I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I like that it's a different style. I genuinely love that I can go watch a different product that's not the same.
Yeah, I loved that
great
promo. But I loved that promo battle between Cody Rhodes and John Cena. The fact
it was
that
okay.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But the fact that those two are so high on the totem pole that they can take direct shots at Vince McMahon and Tony Khan and not get.
Yeah, Cena. What are you gonna do to them?
Like, Cena, God, what did Cena say? I make billionaires. You just steal their son's money. Like, I was like, fucking hell, no way.
To me, that was one of the only. That was one of the only good lines from it to me, though. Like, Cena, I don't know. I expected more. I guess I got my own hopes up, and that's my own fault.
Cena has the thing about being able to knock down WWE top guys. Remember when Roman Reigns couldn't cut a promo and Cena was like, "It's called a promo, buddy. You need to learn how to cut these."
I am only here because you can't do your job.
You sound like Marshawn Lynch from the Super Bowl 49 press conference.
Only here so I don't get fined.
Yeah,
no. Anytime that John Cena starts a promo with fine speech, you know it's going to be great.
It's better than apologizing in Mandarin, right?
Yeah. Oh, God. But to go back to Takeshita, I hate that he's facing Brody King in the Owen. Why do we keep putting Brody King in this position? Like, he's so good. And yet, he's going to lose to Takeshita. Like,
he should not have lost.
I can easily tell you why, though. Like, Brody is a workhorse. He looks fantastic. They're still booking him strong. He doesn't ever lose without like interference or something like drastic.
He beat Lance Archer last night really good.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Lance fucking Lance Murderhawk monster.
He's been
Archer.
looking strong lately too.
Oh yeah, him and Brian Cage, pairing him with Brian Cage might be one of the best things for him.
Yes.
Although Brian Cage is injured,
so they're both going to keep. Buddy Matthews is injured. Brian Cage is injured. So these guys are going to be working until their partners are back.
As far as Brody King goes, though, I could see them pushing him when storylines aren't so bloated right now. There's honestly no room. I think that's the only problem right now. Is there's no room for him right now.
I get your point, but it's still frustrating because I'd
100%.
I'd love to see him not win the Owen because I don't think that's realistic. At least for this year, I do think he should maybe not win the Owen, but I do think he should hold the world championship at some point in the future. I'm not saying next year or 2 years from now, but at some point. But
it might not be realistic, but at the same time, like I don't think anybody, of course, so many people, I don't think we would be upset if he did win, though.
Right.
If he won the world title, I'd be happy. I love him.
He is my current favorite active wrestler.
All I'm saying,
my favorite right now.
All I'm saying though is like, I hate that we keep putting him in this position. Like, why can't he? Again, I know he's not gonna win the Owen, but why can't he get to at least the semifinals? You know what I mean?
Throw him at the TBS, dude. Are you kidding? It's built for him. He's a
my god, yeah.
It's built for him. Like you got Adam Cole. Yeah. Adam Cole and the Undisputed Kingdom currently right now could be going after the trios titles, and Matt Taven and what's
Mike
Matt
Bennett
and Mike Bennett? Excuse me. I feel like I should have fucked him.
You're thinking of his WWE name, Mike Kanellis.
In Ring of Honor, where they belong.
Are they actually? I miss them.
They're doing Ring of Honor shit.
Unfortunately, I've been too busy.
Yeah.
Well, I know why they're not, because Mike Bennett's wife can't stop talking shit.
Oh, what's her fucking
Yeah.
problem? Wasn't she less than 6 months ago managing Griff Garrison and his partner?
Oh my god,
think
yeah,
so.
she was.
Wait,
Who's
who's Griff Garrison?
Get
By
the
the way,
fuck
when
out
he
here.
when he showed up on Dynamite, what was it, like 2-3 weeks ago or something? I was like, is that Griff Garrison?
Griff Garrison? Yeah, he's active in Ring of Honor, but so's Preston Vance. All these guys that used
yeah.
to be on like stables on the main roster are all hanging out of Ring of Honor right now, trying to keep that product alive. So I feel
Yeah,
like
And hey, we finally got Athena on AEW television. Good to
good.
see her. I know I might get a little bit of heat from this, but I actually don't mind her spinner belt. It looks fantastic.
I don't think it's terrible. I am not a fan of
I think it's
any
better than
spinner
the-
belt, but
I think it's better
than
than the WWE one.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm looking
feels-
at Brody King's match history, and Rollins, we got to fix this, man. He needs a victory. I still
Yeah.
think Brody should have beat Fletcher.
No, 100%. Why have Fletcher go over him? Fletcher did not need that
No.
win.
And I think it furthered his storyline that he's on the rebound. Like, why not crush him down a little more? That's fine. That doesn't hurt him at all.
And I get why they. Okay, I'm gonna get flack for this. I get why they didn't give Brody the title against Okada at Revolution, because we're building to Kenny versus Okada. But if it were me,
So boring.
if it were me, I would have said, you know what, Brody, you're gonna win tonight. You're gonna become the Continental Champion.
I would have snapped him up.
I would have done it. I don't give a shit. Like,
We don't need Okada to have that title to get Okada Kenny.
no.
Well, yeah, because now
No,
Kenny has the
there's-
international championship. You
I
could
know-
have it be for that.
Plenty
know
of
there's-
history.
But-
exactly. And there's
The
talks
other
of them
thing
merging
is-
titles, but fuck all that. Who cares?
The
Yeah,
other
well,
thing
when Kenny declared the diverticulitis, Okada came out and called himself the best bout machine. That should be enough of a reason for Kenny,
Yes.
to
But
kick
I
his
think what
back
they
door
want
to
to do
fucking.
is they want to put the Continental belt on Kenny, so it gives us a reason to have Kenny and Ospreay clash in the C2 finals.
I'm gonna one up that statement.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to. I think that they're gonna unify those two titles because you don't need both.
They've been talking about that. That's
Yeah.
one of the big leaks lately. Well, the past
But,
like 2 months, really.
But, like, I'll tell you this. I get that Buddy Matthews is out right now, but when they came together as the Hounds of Hell, I was like, this is great. I hated that they were the tag team that lost to Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita in the
Yeah.
build-up to that. Although it was a great match. It was
And-
fantastic. But
and-
still, like, that's one of my issues. Like, you just put together Hounds of Hell. Like, give them a push. Like,
Well,
let's see them.
Like when that happened, and that furthers my point that I just spoke about. So you have the team that made Ospreay and Omega join together. You have the team that was so good, such a threat or whatever, that made them come together. And that team barely beat the Hounds. So they lost, but they revamped them as the Hounds and had them come out and look like absolute tanks.
Yeah.
So whether they lost or not is kind of irrelevant. Like I would have loved to see them win, but they looked incredible. They almost beat one of the strongest tag teams in AEW.
And I
And
get
then
it.
it took a combined One Winged Angel and Hidden Blade to take down Takeshita.
Yeah.
I mean, they've made Takeshita look like the Terminator. So Tony Khan said, go ahead. Go ahead. You could read that, Bill. I'm not even.
Oh no.
Tony Khan
that
said
Valkyrie stays in the
AEW
Discord.
continued to incorporate the more violent and hardcore elements into the program, and it's happy where the fans love it. The media scrums, my brothers.
You sounded, for some reason, you sounded hella Australian there.
Hell yeah.
Good day, mate. I'm from Australia.
10 out of 10, my brothers. All right.
All right,
Wolf-
Will
Wolf-
Ospreay. You think you're better than me, Kyle Fletcher?
Well, it looks
Crikey,
like
it's a crock.
Jesus
No, that
Christ.
was terrible.
We could all
That
do
was-
one. So Wolf makes a good point. It looks like Tony's gonna keep
Does
giving
he?
it to the sickos.
Well,
Did he say anything?
I
Well,
don't know.
I mean,
Said that AEW,
I
we
as
continue.
the sickos, I think I appreciate the hardcore stuff. Did you guys
Oh.
see that AEW shop released a shirt of the spiked bat going into Mox's back?
Hell yeah.
I might buy that. There's 2 Moxley shirts I want to buy. One is the one with the Happy Tree Friends bleeding fox,
Yeah, that's a good
and
one.
the other one is the spiked bat one.
I really like that AEW's doubling down, though, basically. It's like everybody's
Yeah.
complaining about these spots they're doing, and they're basically like, fuck you, we'll do it again.
Yeah, it's getting them press.
Yeah.
It's getting them press.
Look at their ratings, dude. The ratings
You-
are growing.
Yeah.
Not you bitches, but you bitches in the fucking IWC, you
You
tribal
Bitches.
you bitches. Oh my god, they did it on a Wednesday at 9:48 at night and still get it as backs. Dude, they did it on a fucking WrestleMania to Finn Balor and Edge, and he had 16 fucking staples put into his face.
Threw
They
a
hit a TV.
ladder at him.
Not even and then let's fast forward to Hell in a Cell last year with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk.
Oh yeah.
When they botched it, it was more. So what do you think is more dangerous? A staged bat with filed down nails that someone rolled someone onto, or the concussion that could have ended CM Punk or Drew McIntyre's career when they took a toolbox to the face that they thought they were going to unscript that shit and run it like an AEW program, but no one fucking practiced for it, and they would seriously hurt one of the two guys. Let me help you. I'm not a medical professional. The concussion, CTE, bro. Like
One of the other
here.
big ones was when Darby was hung upside down. They
They
went
don't watch
crazy
it.
about it, but he had been practicing that every day for weeks to make sure it was properly done and safe.
And
then he
also-
placed that Jack Perry on fire in that same match.
Yeah.
And before that even happened, you could see stacks of fire extinguishers next to him.
Yeah, not you could see that he was glistening with a fire
Yes.
retardant. And excuse me, I'm not. That's what it's called. I'm not using the term. I would never do that. That's just what it's called. A flame retardant.
Don't worry,
so.
I'm not gonna unleash on you. I know.
It was an RI, not a RE. So
You're not Brent.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's a shout.
Yes.
I miss it.
No.
I love that guy.
No, but
Nothing
you know,
but
it's
love,
fun.
man.
No, it's funny. Like in the Blood and Guts match, remember, he was gonna light Jack Perry on fire then too.
Can we highlight Wolf here? I think he brings up a good point.
Who's doing
Yeah,
it?
go ahead, of course.
WWE tribalists be nothing but baby bitches, you know.
Facts.
know
Hey,
Man
Mr.
is spitting
Mafioso.
facts.
You know the fam.
Hey.
You almost when you said that.
sounded like the mob over here. Oh, Don
Spawn, Don Zom.
Don
No,
Zom.
I was gonna say you sounded like a Harry Potter character trying to do a spell.
Wemgardian Levios, these nuts. All right, we're off track. Let's get back to wrestling. So
No, but in terms of like I said, the match I'm most excited for on the pay-per-view this Sunday is Adam Cole, Daniel Garcia. Like
I'm with I'm in the camp of that triple threat of Kenny, Speedball, Ricochet,
Speedballs.
because it's gonna be fast-paced, hard-hitting, high-flying action from God, a Karate Kid, and a bald piece of shit. Not Don Callis. Not named Don Callis. The AEW's
but he'll
other
be
bald
there.
piece of
He'll
shit.
still be there.
Hey, don't talk shit about Ricochet. Ricochet rules.
Hey, I love Ricochet,
Best
but he is a
character work
bald
of his
piece
career.
of shit.
That's
I'm,
the whole point.
really torn on.
Okay, wait, C-Boss. My only issue with that match is that Ricochet's probably going to take the pin. I don't want him taking the pin on back-to-back pay-per-views. Like, I don't know.
But you gonna have Kenny get pinned and lose the
already
title, or
did though, because he ate a pin at World's End against Okada. Then at Revolution, took the pin against Swerve. So
which can
Devil's
further his
advocate.
storyline.
It's all gonna further his descent into insanity.
Yeah.
Devil's advocate, Speedball takes the pin, and it gives him a reason to really up his game. Now, Speedball is being received like very mid by the AEW audience, just because like most talents that Tony brings in from the fringe, not a lot of people have been exposed to his previous work, not his work in Japan, not his work in the Indies. But I think that Speedball taking the pin in this match would definitely give a little oomph to this storyline. And it's not like Kenny doesn't know who Speedball is, PWG. So, yeah.
So I get what you guys are saying about the storyline with Ricochet. And yes, he's taken like 2 or 3 straight losses via pin on pay-per-view. I just don't know if you want, like, if you're trying to push him as one of the bigger heels in AEW, which it seems like they are, I don't know if you want him to be the one constantly taking the pin. Maybe I'm misreading the way they're telling the story, but that's just the way I see it. Is like, I feel like his character is going to lose a little bit of something if he just continues to take loss after loss after loss.
Eventually, yes, but right now he's still healthy to eat those hits, man.
Yeah.
He's got plenty of health points left.
Like if he takes the pin here, I would not be surprised, and it will just further him into like, what do I got to do?
I mean, there's still a chance he wins, though.
Yeah,
I think this match honestly is up in the air quite a bit.
Like I could see them doing exactly what they did, in a sort of way from that triple threat at Wrestle Dream, where instead of someone else coming out to stab Kenny with the scissors, Ricochet stabs him with the scissors and wins that way.
Hey, speaking of bullshit, do you guys see the rumored first feud for Rey Fenix?
Who?
Andrade.
Let me guess. Andrade.
Yeah, and the fucking graphic they put up was the Rampage graphic from a year and a. Okay, so Andrade's over there bitching about how much it sucks to be in WWE again, and now you're gonna put him up. Look, this is what WWE does that annoys me. You're gonna take 2 Latinos and put them in a feud together, and then stick them in a faction with other Latinos that are gonna be feuding with other Latinos.
WWE has always been color coded,
and then there's like the odd thing where like they'll have Chad Gable masquerading around as a luchador, El Grande Americano.
I actually kind of like it.
It's
so stupid. I like it.
It's goofy and
it's
stupid.
Terrible, but I love
there's
it.
only one true way this could pay off. Have him injure Sami Zayn. Have him take Sami Zayn out, and who comes in his place in that feud? El Generico.
He stated he wants that character back. Or like he would run the character again.
I could see this being a payoff. It's like, oh, you're trying to be a luchador. I actually am a luchador.
Yeah, but can Sammy do that nowadays?
It's the intellectual property.
Are we sure though?
WWE be very stereotypical.
I swear he owns the rights to the El Generico character.
That's easily. I believe that Ring of
Honor. Might, but even
because
if
he also used it in PWG alongside Ring of Honor.
Well, could have been given permission.
He was signed to Ring of Honor.
Unfortunately, I think Sami Zayn is gonna miss WrestleMania. Which kind of sucks, but I'm trying to avoid looking on social media at what the night 1 and night 2 cards are going to be for Mania, because
They're not good.
I know. Well, I know what the main event of night
They're
one
not good
is.
currently. I
Yeah.
saw them earlier. I'm disappointed.
The night one main event is Punk, Rollins, Reigns, just to give Punk his pity main event.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
The waste of Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble is what it is.
Yeah. I'll tell you this though, C-Boss. I think that's the wrong triple threat to main event the show. If you're gonna have a triple threat main event night one, Rhea, Bianca, Io, that match is going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So for
I would
WrestleMania,
love to
what's
have seen that.
confirmed? Night one, Punk, Reigns, Rollins, Gunther versus Uso, Owens versus Orton, and Charlotte versus Tiffany. So night two, you have Cena, Rhodes, Belair, Ripley, Sky, and then Styles, Paul.
I hope.
So
could be Styles' last match. Could be Styles' last run in WWE. He is.
It's his last WrestleMania. I'm pretty firm on that.
And they waste his last WrestleMania on Logan fucking Paul.
Dude, it's gonna be a good match. And none of us want to see Logan Paul
be successful.
Well, I just don't want to see Logan Paul.
Yeah, that's part of it. I know, but I don't want AJ's last WrestleMania wasted on Logan Paul. But Logan Paul is extremely talented.
So when
at rehearsing his matches.
When AJ did the Van Vliet interview, he said he's still wrestling for another 2.5 years, folks. I mean, like, if he's not resigning, if his contract is actually up in May, which that's what he's been very open. My contract is up in May, and I'm not resigning. And he's also, I'd love to go back to TNA, but not under its current leadership.
He's not going to AEW.
Yeah, he's not going to. He's going to Japan. That'd be great.
Yeah. I'd love to see him.
Be cool with that.
So,
maybe this Bullet Club Civil War ends with him taking it back and being like.
But we all speculated that Finlay, we all suspected that he wasn't going to resign with New Japan. He's working in Japan right now without a contract, but he just won the New Japan Cup. I mean, like now
right.
Bullet Club, they're strapped to the gills. They look as domineering as they. I mean, I just caught up with New Japan, and Bullet Club looks fucking great right now.
Well, in Japan, it's pretty common for people that are working without contract, though.
Yeah,
that part is.
They start a storyline. They stick it out through that storyline. Contract.
The Osprey, and then when they're done, they go to where they're.
I'm pretty sure Zack Sabre Jr. won the title before re-signing.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised he hasn't signed with AEW yet.
He's got a few more years in Japan. Nah. He will eventually come over, but
I mean his entire life's in Japan. It's kind of hard to uproot that.
Yeah. If we ever got him in AEW, I'd love to see him and Lee Moriarty duke it out in a Pure Rules match.
Lee's incredible now, dude. I love seeing Lee's growth.
Honestly, those are the number one and number two. Those two are the number one and number two technical wrestlers in the world right now. Is Zack Sabre Jr. and Lee Moriarty.
I wouldn't put before Danielson.
I meant like currently active because Danielson's retired.
Yeah,
but Danielson is not retired. Danielson is taking a nap.
He's as retired as it can possibly be.
He's retired. Well, I mean.
Even he's stating it's going to take a massive storyline
because he's going to get his ass back into the ring. He's going to put on a 5-star master class with
a sock.
Pulling a name.
I'm
pulling a name out of a hat. Big Bill.
I'd be down to see that.
I'd be down to see that. The fact that Big Bill is
give them a nice little 17-minute match. That's all they need.
5 stars. Meltzer's gonna be blasting all over his keyboard with love.
Hey, don't you talk about my dad like that, all right? the AEW's biggest stan.
Your daddy. Yeah. Who's your
daddy? Meltzer loves giving AEW praise and the fucking.
I have to be honest. I spend a lot of time researching, for the other podcast, and I looked at.
I don't know what podcast you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what podcast you're talking about.
There are no other podcasts.
Just this one.
Oh, yeah. It's the only wrestling podcast, and I don't know who else would have one.
You're just
Man,
I don't
talk
know.
out of your ass,
for
man.
having
Bunch
a
of
podcast,
fucking
that would
rejects
be
over here.
stupid.
So
Yeah, we're all rejects.
all right.
We were thrown onto the scrap pile.
I threw
Just-
myself onto the scrap pile.
So
No.
let's roll down the card really quick, but let's not like turn this into a bloated conversation unless we need to.
All right, so let's
So-
start with our main event. Let's start with Mock Swerve. Who you guys got? I've got Swerve.
Swerve.
The fans.
That's fucking true.
Hell yeah.
Uh,
The fans win. The fans win
I
regardless.
want Swerve. I really don't have a winner
It's
here.
hard to call. It's so hard to call. But
Hold
honest-
on. What's that? We have Wolf in the field.
What? Wolf in the field? Dave Meltzer. Oh. Put it up on the screen. Oh god, I love Dave Meltzer, but like you could tell with that. Oh, do I have to?
Yes, you
Dave,
do.
Dave Meltzer, a wild, brilliant man whose brain walked faster than fin him out. We have a legitimately Jamaican. I gotta read them comments too. A legitimately Jamaican man. That's the best character work of this server is being done by Wolf. You could tell that Meltzer was biased. I'm just gonna say it. Like, if you look at all the star ratings since like the 80s when he started rating matches, you didn't even really. I mean, like it's 90% Japan up
Yeah.
until like the 2000s, and then like only NXT. So
it took Tony Storm murdering Mariah May to get a women's match 5 stars in the US.
Yeah. So Rollins, we didn't get to you. Swerve or Mox?
I honestly don't know right now. Like I could see it going either way. I really don't know right now.
Okay.
I'm like squarely on the fence because given who's in the Owen, you could justify keeping the title on Moxley, but you could also justify giving it to Swerve. So I don't know. I really don't.
So Rollins, let me ask you this then. Like, I'm agreed with you. I don't know who's going to win here, but do you agree that Hangman will probably be somewhat involved in the match?
He should be. It's just a matter of
Is
how
he gonna help Swerve or is he gonna screw him?
Yeah.
Help him, hopefully.
Yeah.
I stand by my call on that one. Where
100%. I'm
we still
agreeing
got
with you
Collision.
on
Yeah.
that. That's the only way that match should end.
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to if they do end up doing Swerve Hangman for the title. I like this new direction that they're going in. That like they still hate each other, but hang on. But
We
they've
can
kind of
skip that one. We can skip that one.
You can put it up. Rollins, me think you have me confused with the MC. How the fuck did I get pulled to do comments? This is bullshit. All right, come on,
Because Rollins
come on,
can't
Brett.
do voices.
No, I can't. But
And I'm
no,
not even gonna attempt, otherwise I will look very racist.
Oh,
no,
God.
but seriously,
You're
what I was
making me
saying,
crazy.
what I was saying though is like if they do go in the direction of Hangman Swerve at All In, I like this new direction that they're going in, where like they still hate each other, but it's kind of more of a respectful hate now,
Yes.
where they still want to beat the absolute shit out of each other. Like they won't hold any.
Eddie Kingston, Brian Danielson.
Eddie
That's kinda how I
Kingston
look
and
at
John Moxley.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait a minute.
I just want Eddie
Since you
Kingston back. That's all.
Wait,
Me
since you
too.
I
mentioned
miss
him,
my king.
why can't he be the wild card?
He 100% could be, but I still don't believe he's cleared.
Yeah,
Which,
that
if
leg
you,
injury
I don't know
was
if you follow
really
his like
bad.
Instagram or anything. He
Shit ton
looks
of weight.
healthy as fuck.
Yeah, he looks fucking. We're doing all
Yeah.
that work with Caesar Bononi, and he looks fantastic.
Yes. Brody King as well. If you watched his little weight loss journey here,
I
he's
know
come
the-
down.
I know LaFuron suggested Darby as the wild card, but
I
and
don't
I
think
up
there's
on
a
the
chance
mountain.
of that. I don't think
Yeah,
there's a chance of that.
Yeah.
He's up on the mountain. All right, let's move on to Cole Garcia because we know this is going to be another long-winded one. C-Boss, who you got?
I have Adam Cole.
I have Britt Baker.
How's she gonna win?
Fuck Adam Cole. I'm sorry. The only time I'll ever agree with Pat McAfee is on Adam Cole. Adam Cole's better days are behind him, and he only looks good when he's being carried by younger talent or talent that's better than him. He's not as talent. I don't. Then listen. He has natural fucking talent. I can't take it away from the guy. He's not a. I'm sure he's a wonderful person in real life. Watching Chugs online is very entertaining. But as a professional,
out of his prime.
Yeah, he is out of. But watching him as a professional wrestler now, since his Ring of Honor run, is excruciating. I can't. I just can't. So Garcia, I want Garcia over. And you know what? If Garcia retains, actually make him look like a convincing fucking champion, or you put the belt on Cole and shoot him to the fucking moon.
Yeah.
I'm going Garcia on this, and I want him to lose the title soon.
I'm going with Daniel Garcia. But follow-up point, I think he loses it to the man we were talking about earlier, who should be getting pushed harder. Brody
Danhausen.
King.
Yeah.
No, Dustin Rhodes.
Brody King.
Yeah,
King.
hell yeah.
Dude,
That'd be
Brody
awesome.
King
Gabe
with
Kidd.
I suggested Gabe Kidd as being the wild card.
Gabe Kidd comes in, takes the TNT title to Japan, says "fuck you" to AEW, walks away laughing.
Good.
Wild card is PCO.
No, C-Boss.
Yo, dude.
C-Boss, I had suggested Gabe Kidd as the
I know.
wild card, actually.
There's a chance of that too, for sure.
I'd love to see that.
But
All right.
yeah, I got
All right.
Daniel
Well,
Garcia winning.
All right. Omega Speedball Ricochet.
Omega.
Yes, come on.
Omega.
I'm gonna. I guess I'll be the anomaly here and go out on a limb. I'm going Ricochet.
Ricochet would be fun.
I think there's like a 20% chance of him winning. But yes, 80% Omega, 20% Ricochet.
They're not going to bring Kenny back from and Kenny is on a farewell. Kenny's on a farewell tour too. Diverticulitis seriously wrecked him. He's only got so many miles left in the tank. I think they're going to use him to unify these belts, and I don't think that they're going to drop the belt and put it on Speedball. He's only been with the organization he's only been active for 3 weeks.
Right.
So one step back. Sorry. We're on Mike Bailey. Why not give him the title off Daniel Garcia?
I can see that.
Give him the title or have him earn the title. Kenny's good at putting over. Kenny is good at putting over young talent, but
they're gonna book the hell out of Speedball. They're gonna make him look fantastic. I wouldn't mind seeing. I mean, I think him and Garcia would be a great match in general, anyways. But I wouldn't mind seeing him win the title.
It's interesting you say that because and maybe this is because of my fandom for Ricochet, especially since he's come into AEW. But I'd love to see that feud. Daniel Garcia, Ricochet.
Yeah.
I don't.
Garcia works really well in longer, invested storylines.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Ricochet, kind of like what he was doing with Swerve. Not saying that Daniel Garcia is at the level of Swerve, but just stay
Not
with
even close.
me. No. But what I'm suggesting though is the way Ricochet kind of just annoyed the hell out of Swerve, and it kind of became this whole mental warfare, psychological warfare, I should say. I think that you could do that to a certain extent with Daniel Garcia and Ricochet. Maybe not to the same level they went to with Swerve and Ricochet. I get that. But you could do it to a certain level, I think.
So are you talking about kind of revisiting the style they had with Garcia and MJF?
To a certain extent, yes.
Okay. I can see that.
Which, by the way, I do want to see them run that feud back between Garcia and MJF, because me personally, that was one of my favorite feuds of AEW has done in the last couple years.
Even if you look at them as just standalone matches, ignore any of the talk or anything, they were great matches.
Yes.
I really enjoyed them.
I still think Daniel Garcia should have won at All Out, but that's just me.
Agreed. Yeah.
But because I think that would have made Daniel Garcia's TNT Championship win feel more significant, having beat somebody like MJF. But, there's just so... I look at Ricochet specifically. There's just so many feuds that I want to see him have. And I keep... I keep bringing up the Hangman feud, and I get it, Hangman's going away from this insane person, but even still, I just think about again that psychological warfare that Ricochet can bring to it.
Well, there don't need to necessarily be feuds either. He's a dick. Everybody hates him. Even one-offs, you can still have that banter without it being a giant feud.
Sure.
So he can still touch base on a lot of people here. So
sure. No, Bill, I totally get what you're saying, but when I think about Hangman Ricochet, I don't want that to. For me, that's one where I'm I want that to be a feud. You know what I mean? But I totally get what you're saying at the same time.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I hate to change the subject temporarily, but El Hijo del Vikingo has been added to the Ultimate X match at TNA Rebellion.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Good to see him back finally.
Yeah, for sure. All right, how about let's move on. Tony, Megan Bayne.
Tony.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, Megan's looking incredible. It has to be Tony. Who was it? Never mind, I forget who it was. One of the interviews I was reading was stating they don't give a shit that Megan Bayne ever talks. She's just good enough you could put the title on her. Who cares if she talks? She just looks fantastic.
I'm gonna dial it back, bro, dude. She could cut a promo. She proved that 2 weeks ago. Everyone sat there. So she is the complete.
Well,
package.
This is from before that.
The IWC sucks. This is just an instance of people are going to talk shit because it's happening on AEW TV and not on NXT. So,
well, no, it happened on Bubba. It was on Bubba said that. Billy Ray. He was actually hyping. No, he was hyping her up quite a bit.
Good.
Actually. He's a big fan of her.
Good. That's. So. I mean, but Bubba's an intermittent AEW fan, completely clear that he's watching everything.
He watches everything. Yes.
You got to throw props up to the dude because the dude knows what's going on everywhere. Do I think that he is does he lean in a direction? Of course.
Yes.
When you have a WWE Legends contract, you can't talk shit about the dude that's still signing your paycheck.
No, but he has very openly stated he is a fan of just wrestling. Period. Can't be I'm an AEW fan, of course. He can't.
Well, he's been in everything.
Shit if he says that, but he does very actively watch it, and he genuinely wants the best for the promo. Now he might have some hot takes for sure.
He's been in everything. He did WWE. He did TNA. He's been to Japan. Yeah. So I mean, it's not like he's not.
Oh, Wolf in the field again.
Nope. Just wait. Oh God. Megan Bayne reminds me enough like Beth Phoenix, which good me love wrestling.
Which speaking of Beth Phoenix, she has openly stated that she is not against eventually having a role in AEW.
Yeah, it'll be backstage. Yeah. So, all right, let's move on. We're gonna
get do commentary like she used to do for NXT.
She was good.
She was great.
Rated FTR versus the Death Riders.
Death Riders. I'm going Death Riders.
I'm actually going to go with rated FTR.
I wouldn't mind seeing FTR explode.
I don't think FTR is going to explode. I'm going to go Death Riders only because it creates an opportunity for Edge to join Christian. That's right. I did not say Adam Copeland. I said fucking Edge. And you know what? Someone held an Edge Rated R Superstore sign on Dynamite on Wednesday.
Superstore?
superstar, and he ran over and high-fived it.
Yeah.
So like he's not denying who he is, where he's been, where he's came from. They do a good job of plugging it as often as possible in promos. So I just I think it's time to separate FTR from Copeland and see if Copeland can survive in AEW on his own. Because
Cope
FTR
is very
certainly
much
can.
like MJF in the aspect of doesn't want to treat the fans like they're stupid. We're a good majority of the people watching are adults understand wrestling is quote unquote fake. So he's not hiding who he was. His history is why he's here today.
Yeah. So you guys got some comments on that?
Nah, not too much.
All right. Hurt Syndicate versus the Learning Tree.
Pretty obvious on this one, unfortunately.
Syndicate.
Yeah, Big Bill needs a title, but this isn't the one.
Brian Keith is going to take the pin too, which sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad because they're going to make that guy look like a bitch, even though he's a fucking great wrestler. I mean, I believe that Big Bill should be in a singles program. I don't think that bringing it you guys saw me on the server. I'm gonna talk a little bit. You guys see me on the server a couple weeks ago when they did the Jericho Cruise and Enzo Moore showed up and the two of them hugged, and I thought to myself, my God, it'd be so wonderful to see them together again, in some promotion now that Enzo learned to behave himself a little bit, like he's still out there. Now I'll say that he just did that Tom McDonald video and he made himself look like a clown again on the internet.
That doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I don't know. Keep politics out of professional wrestling, but
yeah, he's been openly friends with him for a very long time, though.
Still, I mean, keep politics out of professional wrestling. Do what you do, boy, but just just remember that it represents, who you are between the ropes as well. Because
I would argue he didn't bring politics to wrestling; he took wrestling to politics.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. I thought to myself then that I would love to see the two of these guys reunite. I'd love to see it on AEW stage, and then I changed my mind. And I think Enzo needs to do the same thing that we're seeing out of Cardona and continue to improve his brand in the indies until he is convincing enough to bring back into a promotion. Because I think if we bring him into somewhere like AEW, it's going to end up like CM Punk. It's going to get to his head. He's going to think that he's bigger than his britches. He's going to try to run shows, and it's just not going to work. I think Big Bill deserves to be in the spotlight because I think he is as talented as Enzo, if not more.
He's put in the groundwork heavily.
Oh,
yeah.
Look at in the past year and a half, 2 years, how his promo work's increased. It's night and
promo
day.
work, his in-ring stuff.
Everything.
I mean,
he's got one of the best physiques
Ricky
in AEW
Starks
still.
through their tag run, both on the mic and in the ring.
Yeah.
Well, this is another situation that kind of looks like Death Riders and Rated FTR. This could be used as a device to segregate. I don't use that term, but separate Big Bill and Brian Keith from Chris Jericho. I think we know Quarantine's going on tour, and we know that it's a little more active this time than his last round of what was that Fozzy festival dates where he was still able to show up to AEW events. So it's highly probable that Jericho is going to drop the Bandito and go on a little bit of a break from professional wrestling, which honestly right now the fans need. Jericho has go away heat, and everyone's really burnt out on Jericho, and I love Jericho to death, don't get me wrong, but I think it's time for him to take a more passive role,
Agreed.
put over some younger guys and shut up for a little while.
We might as well segue to Jericho and Bandito then.
Yeah. Jericho Bandito.
I definitely agree with you in saying Bandito's probably going to win this. I think he should. He should. He's over, man. He looks fantastic.
As far as I know, this match is a title versus mask stipulation.
Yes,
then
it is mask versus title.
It's going to be Bandito.
Yeah, they're not.
100%. Like they've been building up the story, the stuff with Gravity. I didn't even know Gravity and Bandito were legitimately brothers.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, seems like that's a lot. That happens a lot in Lucha Libre because you got the Lucha Brothers, you got Gravity and Bandito, you've got Dralistico, Roosh, and Dragon Lee.
By the way, where is Roosh?
He's a dick. Roosh is a dick. Yeah, he's been causing problems backstage again. I don't know. At a certain point, you got to give up hope in that man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to agree. They've put a lot of time into him, and he's really just more problematic. Like
Yeah.
like he's good, and it sucks because he was so great in Ring of Honor, and he was great in AAA, and he looks great in a foreign marketplace, but I don't think that he translates well over to AEW television.
No.
I think if he did, they'd have pulled the trigger on putting a real substantial title on him a long time ago. Plus, it is very well documented that the guy's a dick.
Yeah.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
He thinks his shit doesn't shit smells like churros.
Well, he's holding LFI back too.
Oh
he
yeah.
keeps fucking up, and it ruins their careers right now.
Yeah. I mean, Mordos and Jalisco are doing like pretty good things.
I'm glad. Yes, I'm glad they're still pushing them as just a tag team and not worried about Rush with that one.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. So,
I'm really loving the Beauty and the Beast storyline between Harley Graham and Mordos.
Because they can. No other reason besides they can.
Harley Cameron is one of the funnest things.
Yes.
Now, Tony, you could take Toni Storm and say that she's one of the more interesting things happening in just all of professional wrestling. But for women's wrestling, Harley Cameron is absolutely a diamond in the rough. I think it was a slight to her to not put the TBS title on her. I get that Tony's still paying it. Tony's still paying it forward to Mercedes Moné, which is his right to do as a promotion owner. But dude, at some point, if you're gonna be the company that's bringing up new talent, dude, you gotta treat the good talent you have. Toss him a bone. So
I would love to see her have a title. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's time personally, and I mean I'm still hoping somehow Mercedes drops it, Athena.
That's what's gonna happen at
Death Before Dishonor. No, it should happen at Death Before Dishonor.
No, it's
they
gonna
should
happen
go title for title. Let's go.
I think it's gonna happen at All In because that's in Athena's home state of Texas.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But if you want to put eyes on the Ring of Honor product, what better opportunity would you have than to to have a title for title match on Death Before Dishonor between these two women? Athena is almost single-handedly carrying Ring of Honor.
She is.
The pop that she got bringing her over to AEW, that's great. Then what happens to Ring of Honor after she's gone? You're going to put a title on her. She's not going to carry both.
So question about Mercedes, though. So she's collecting titles currently. Stupid question, but do you guys think the TBS title should be the first title she loses or the last?
I think it's not. Well, it's not going to be either because I think she is going to lose the NJPW Strong title first. I don't remember who she's facing, but someone's facing Azumi for the right to face her, and I think whoever wins that match is going to beat Mercedes Moné for the NJPW Strong Women's Championship. I think she's going to lose the Rev Pro one last because that's the most recent one she got.
I think I definitely think TBS is going to be final. It's the last title that she's barely holding on to, and Athena gets to rip it from her cold deck claws.
I like that better, actually. That one makes a lot of sense. And you could just have this whole thing. You could have Moné be depressed, and Toni Storm, out of pity, offers her a world title shot, and that's how Toni loses.
No.
No.
But Mercedes currently feels untouchable. That's the whole basis of her character. She's the shit. So to watch her slowly have each title ripped from her hands. It's going to take a few months
in between her losing the TBS title and getting that world title shot. So we have a few months of just depressed Moné taking losses, feeling out of touch with herself, and then that's when you get Toni Storm giving her the challenge just out of pity.
I also
Moné
think
cheats to
the
win.
TBS title first also makes sense. Like last makes sense, first makes sense as well, because that starts her descent of just losing everything and snowballing and just becoming a mess.
I mean, look at how they did FTR, guys. FTR dropped all those belts within 3 weeks, all three. So,
and also you could Eddie Kingston, he lost the. I mean, they didn't really get to explore the aftermath because once he lost the NJPW Strong Openweight title, he got injured.
Yeah, terrible timing for him. He was looking so good.
Yeah, and like they were really starting to like push him as like a face of AEW. You know, he was in that lineup against the Elite for Anarchy in the Arena.
But good on him
replaced
for taking
him
it serious
with
and trying to come
Darby.
back like fully refreshed. He's trying to come back better than he's been in the past 20 years.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
really, really trying now. I like that.
Good for him. I mean, like it benefits him in multiple ways. I mean, for all those dude, like that's the one thing that burns me about the other server is that there's still unmitigated Eddie hate over there. And like it's like again, if you don't like the character, cool. To me, he's like the perfect he's the poor man's champion. He's modern Dusty Rhodes. He knows who his demographic is. He knows who his target audience. He knows how to look directly down the camera and talk to his people and connect to those people. The people that love Eddie love him to death. He's to me, he's a very difficult professional wrestler to dislike. And now you want to disqualify him because of the machine gun chops. Oh, I get it. It's fine. It's not a convincing finishing move. Neither is the 619, but you fools will still go online and spend $100 on a Rey Mysterio knockoff mask and wear it every time there's a WWE pay-per-view. Shut the hell up. Eddie Kingston rules.
I would kind of compare Kingston to Mick Foley in a lot of ways.
I have as
Not
well.
the legacy, of course, but the style of character work, and he's that down and out character that you just love to see win still.
And he does have a baller entrance theme.
It's on my phone. I love his entrance music.
Yeah, I have that on Spotify, and it's faux DMX in the same way the new entrance theme for the Undisputed Kingdom is faux Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah.
I love that because I love Rage Against the Machine. Tom Morello is my personal hero as a guitar player.
Is he?
Yeah.
Morello rules. I could get behind that. I could think of better guitarists, but Morello definitely is a pioneer of his craft.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Bryan Adams fan personally.
Rollins. We're talking about good guitarists.
Slash is another one. My cousin, my cousin is a sound engineer. He's worked with so many people. You got to start with the Foo Fighters. He's worked with Slash.
That's dope. That's
Although the one thing I don't like about his career is that he did spend a majority of it with Taylor fucking Swift.
Hey! You leave Taylor Swift alone. It's my girl.
Yeah.
I do not like her music. It is so whiny.
Mercedes versus Julia. Hart.
Thank you, Bill.
I think we could just pass right over this one.
Yeah, Mercedes is going to win.
Yeah.
Sorry, Julia.
I love Julia, but you don't stand a chance.
It's not your time. Ospreay, Kevin Knight.
Who cares? Who the fuck cares who wins? This match is going to be incredible.
The fucking fans win. 5 stars already.
This likely will be match of the night just because.
Come on. 100%.
Well, the real question is, now that Orange Cassidy is injured and we know, who's going to headline 0 Hour?
I hate that Jay White.
Just have a Harley Cameron concert. Fuck it.
I hate that Jay White got injured because he was.
We all do. Well, that's why Kevin Knight is getting this opportunity.
And that I was just gonna say that. I think Jay White had a great chance of actually winning this tournament. I really do. Jay White versus Swerve at All In would have been incredible.
God damn it.
Yeah. Well, so Kevin I just signed, and Dynasty will be his 4th match already in the past 2 weeks.
Dude's a worker.
Think about that.
Yeah,
he looks fucking great.
Awesome.
He looks fucking great too.
He does look really good.
100%.
And I like that Jay White and Ospreay both are giving him props openly in front of the crowd.
Yeah, Bill. Think about this, Bill. Hold on 1 second, Shane. Think about this for a second, Bill. This is his 2nd singles match in AEW. In his first match, he went against Jay White. Now he's going against Will Ospreay. Doesn't that say something? Right?
It shows how much TK trusts this guy. He wants him to look good.
Yeah, again, that's
for good reason.
That's great for TK because it looks like he's finally starting to move his legacy talent down, and there's going to be a excuse me paradigm shift. Remember when that was Mox's finisher?
The part that confuses me about Kevin Knight.
What's her name?
What's up?
Willow. That's what he did to Will. He hit her with
Yes.
a paradigm shift.
Yes.
Oh. He hit her with the sorry about your neck. See you in 3 months.
Did you guys hear anything about Kevin Knight? Like interest from WWE with him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Was
yes,
there? Okay. I must
They
have
were-
missed it. That's why I'm
they
asking.
were definitely interested.
They probably
in
would have stuck him on
Bringing up this
NXT.
tea, yeah.
He would have killed in NXT to be fair, but
Well, yeah, but I'd rather see him in on a nationally recognized program that developmental.
understandable. But look at it from NXT standpoint as like a fan, wouldn't you rather have
yeah, I
Kevin
mean,
Knight as a title instead of Ricky Saints?
Yeah, well,
Like,
I mean,
come on.
anyone could be a better North American champion than Ricky Saints. Come
Well,
on.
hold on.
Not anyone. But
Listen, I'm gonna say this plain as day. All right, it is
I don't
absolutely.
even have to defend him this time. Wow.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it instead.
Can't defend him. He sucks right now.
So it is absolutely evident that they're using Ricky Saints, Aaron Spears, Sean Spears. I almost said Aaron Spears. Sorry, One Direction. Sean Spears.
I'm not going to ask why you know that.
Ricky. I've kids.
No, moving on.
They're using the former AEW talent to shit on AEW right now.
Yes.
It's absolutely clear. Like you could, like, guys, like, if you don't want there to be a division, if you don't want tribalists to be like, you're part of the fucking problem. You are the problem. You are the fucking problem.
I fully believe that Triple H loves tribalism. I fully believe that.
I love that Ethan Page is over as fuck right now.
Yeah.
I love that it's happened, but you had to drag all these guys along with them, and you're gonna put the fucking belt on Ricky?
Well, yeah.
Ricky!
So I mean, it's the obvious two
Ricky!
things. Former AEW, of course, push him, make him look good for a little bit, dangle the carrot in front of them. Plus,
and
it's
let,
one of
let
Cody's
the,
best
let
friends.
the fans chant Tony fumble, despite the fact that it was confirmed that he turned down creative
Yes, Tony
multiple
tried
times.
to push him.
Yeah.
No, I think actually, C-Boss, I think the Tony fumble chants are more in the direction of Ethan Page, not Ricky.
No,
Yeah,
they started the moment Ricky showed up.
Fuck Ricky. Tony fumbled Ethan Page.
Tony did fumble Ethan Page.
I would chalk that up as a fumble.
That from day
No, I
one.
don't think he secretly watches AEW. I
No,
think
he
he's watching
openly watches AEW.
Yeah.
What's up, Big Al? Welcome to the party.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
by the way, here's what I'm going to say. After Randy Orton gets done with this feud with Kevin Owens, I want Randy to come out on the following Raw, go rogue on whatever he was supposed to say, and instead go, you know what? Kenny Omega, I see your shiny AEW International Championship over there. I don't care what you have to do, Triple H. I don't care what you have to do, Tony Khan. I want to come to Dynamite this Wednesday and speak with Kenny Omega.
Bro,
that will never in a million years happen as much as I'd want it.
Hold on. I got to defend Rollins here, because in terms of what could be great for professional wrestling and what's actually going to happen in the professional wrestling spectrum, they're two completely different things.
Pretty far apart, yeah.
It is absolutely inconceivable. It's never going to happen. But Rollins, God damn it, that's such a good idea. It is.
No,
it really
it's great in concept. It's just Triple H has an ego.
It's not the ego. It's the culture. WWE used to be all we had for professional wrestling for 20 plus fucking years.
Yeah.
That's why tribalism exists. Yeah, let me ask you. People are brainwashed. I'm sorry. I'm really quick. I apologize. I do not want to be rude to you, Rollins. People are desensitized. Hell yeah. F in the chat. What's up, dude? I love it. F's in the chat. I figured him out. People are now I do have to say it. People are desensitized to best
we ever do
best guitar player me ever see did Peter fucking Frampton, believe it or not, bro. All right, there we go. All right.
Why'd you go bruv there?
I got bruv. I felt a bruv coming there. Just listen, like, I would love a reality where these promotions could work together, but it's the tale of two companies, two different cultures, two different ideologies, two different, even in the styles. Like you got guys that wrestle the same on NXT that are wrestling the same in AEW, but you don't got a lot of guys in the WWE main roster that are wrestling to the capacity of most AEW talent. It just, the whole spectrum of it doesn't make any sense. I would love for Randy Orton to show up with the WWE title or WWE t-shirt that with a WWE stamp on his name shared from WWE on an AEW program or vice versa. But the problem here is WWE.
Yeah.
And you could hate the idea that your beloved promotion is gatekeeping professional wrestling, but they still are, and they won't stop because the culture of WWE is nothing else exists except for WWE, except in a 10-day span, you're referencing the other promotion 6 times on all of your main fucking programs. Dude, if you don't want them to exist, stop spite signing all of their fucking dropped balls every fucking time they drop the ball. Like,
you can't say they're not competition and try to pretend like they don't exist, like you just said, and still reference them. Like you can't have it both fucking ways, man.
Yeah,
if they're not competition, you wouldn't be bringing them up.
I'll be the first motherfucker here to motherfuck AEW when they're doing something stupid, but I'll do it for WWE too, and I'm not gonna
Death Rider storyline.
Yeah, I'm not gonna placate to your insecurity over not accepting the fact that wrestling exists in other places, and in most of those places, it's better than what you're getting in WWE program. Just again, I'm just gonna run this in one more time. 3 hours of television show, 43 minutes of average wrestling per fucking program. Dynamite. 2 hours of wrestling, 1 hour and 23 minutes of average wrestling per program. Listen, you're always going to get more out of less with AEW. That's what you're getting.
Whoa. But according to Bret Hart, AEW is not wrestling.
Okay. And according to everyone else on earth that has a brain between their ears, WWE is not a professional wrestling. It's a multimedia conglomeration. Yeah. It's a soap opera for teenage boys. That's what it is. And if you want to see the sick shit, go watch it over there. If you don't like it, go watch the soap opera over there. And if you can't get along, shut the fuck up and keep it on your side of the schoolyard.
That's the best part of it right now. We have multiple choices.
Yeah. That's
you
great.
Can.
Yeah.
Shane, I was suggesting that Randy Orton do that rogue, like go against whatever Triple H had for him.
That's never going to happen.
Even Randy Orton isn't that untouchable.
Contracts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bob Orton was a guy, but like not that guy. You're not, dude. I love Bronze. I love how your brain works. I really do sometimes because if these promoters learn to book like the way that you think, it would bring so many fresh concepts into professional wrestling. Then again, every single smart mark on earth thinks they're the best booker until they have a wrestling promotion of their own and they're getting slammed every week by reviewers a la Tony Khan. So
because especially I touched that one for sure before I say anything.
Yeah, old Juice is still injured, had surgery, ankle.
Yeah.
So miss him. But now the whole entire stable is injured. Colton is still recovering, and Jay White has a broken hand. It's confirmed it's a broken hand, but it's only a 6-week recovery time. So he'll be back before Juice is back, and then the Guns. Yeah, my bigger fear for the grouping of that gentleman is they don't come back as I want to see them back as the Bullet Club, and I want to see them getting ready for Forbidden Door.
I wasn't sure about that when Bang Bang came back. If they were bringing them back as Bullet Club, it was hard to tell.
I did like them as the Bang Bang Gang.
I mean, but like Juice was still wearing the Bullet Club gold shirt, you know.
Yeah.
They still had that merch.
It just wasn't really referenced at all.
Right. I did like them as Bullet Club Gold, but the reason I was pitching like Randy, just to go back to that, because it's on my mind. Sorry. Randy Orton versus Kenny Omega is like you'd have Randy Orton's draping DDT against Kenny Omega's V trigger. You have Randy Orton's power slam against the Snapdragon of Kenny Omega.
I think nobody's going to argue that would be a great match because it would.
No, it undoubtedly would be. It might be one of the best matches that WWE could ever put on.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if these two promotions could learn to work together, yeah, I mean, like we would have all of the greatest professional wrestlers on earth in the same place, all putting on the greatest matches we will have ever seen. Unfortunately, until one of the sides decides to start, I would love that. You know what, Rollins, that to go rogue, for them to have that level of control over their own contracts, where it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, fuck you, I'm going over to AEW this week because you pissed me off. That'd be fucking amazing.
I could.
That's
You know who?
WCW.
Wait, you know who I could really see doing that though in WWE? Truly, Kevin Owens. I really could.
Yeah.
He's the one that sticks out that I could see doing it. Oh my God,
Kevin Owens 5 years ago, though, not Kevin Owens currently.
Yeah, Kevin Owens is going to retire from the Fed.
Yeah, he's an old man and wants to just sink where he is. Which is, I mean, he's doing great. Whatever.
Yeah, like that's been my favorite feud leading up to WrestleMania personally, and it's not even close. Like, and I think that's because I've been so invested in the whole storyline with Kevin Owens, Randy, and Cody. Like, that whole triangle has just been great to watch.
Randy.
But I just think about, like, if we were to get a Kevin Owens Hangman match, good Lord, that would be awesome.
Nah, man,
Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Oh God.
They were in the Fed for how many years together and never had a singles match? Vince.
Biggest ball drop. Talking about
What
fumbles.
the fuck, dude?
Yeah. No
So-
We
comment.
should probably get going because it's already 10:35, and I'm sure a lot of us have to work tomorrow.
What up? 7 a.m.
I got to
Let's
clock
go.
in, but I ain't doing any fucking work tomorrow.
I don't gotta work till noon for some reason.
I'm
Yeah,
about to go play Red Dead Redemption, the first one, not the second one.
I got my
gotta go-
PlayStation set up in the office, man. I'm not doing shit.
Yeah.
I
I'm
gotta
going
get
back
going.
to Sun Metal hunting and Sonic Unleashed.
Fair enough, man.
I gotta get going to bed because I have to get up at 6 a.m. to go be a PE teacher.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's plug what anyone got any plugs? I'm gonna plug my shit. I always do. So
I don't have shit to
anyone
plug.
got anything going on?
No, just our Discord, man. Our Discord's fun. It's a good group of people. You know, we hang out and beat up on Rollins.
Yeah. I don't know why everybody beats up on me. I did nothing wrong.
Hey, only we are allowed to beat up on you. Anybody else tries, I'll fuck them up.
So
yeah. Only I'm allowed to put you through a table when you talk shit about me.
Hold on. Me as well.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
Faulkner, you can put him through a table.
But I'm doing it for you.
Well, I mean, I have a personal vendetta.
I just want to hurt people.
I caught Rollins talking
hurt
shit,
people.
so
No.
so
When did I
I'm-
ever talk shit about you?
All
right, we'll revisit that later.
All
Time.
right, plugging.
I'm gonna plug my my joke band is I've been in a joke band for like 20 fucking years, and we do reunion shows every couple years, but we do them as we what we do is we book the big local bands and we sell the venue out, and then we donate every penny that we make to the National Suicide Prevention Association. This year we're also adding the National Cancer Benefit because we had a very close friend of the band pass this year. Cancer lost the battle, so we're gonna split the lid between these two organizations. It's gonna be June 16th at the Foundry. The new Foundry is located in Old Brooklyn, Ohio, off of Pearl Road. Tickets are $10, 14-day of the show. Like I said, we're not taking a penny from the show. We're going to put on a killer show and donate every penny out there. So I'm going to plug this every week, not hoping that people watch this and listen, but
I've seen you guys play a good, genuinely 200 plus times.
Yeah,
it's a fun show.
It's a fun show. It's going to be a fun show. So, and I'm going to keep plugging it. So, and then of course, you guys could join us here on the live stream. We typically do Thursdays for AEW and Chill. We are going to change the name back to the Fan Hub Rejects. You could like, comment, and subscribe onto our YouTube at So What's the Catch. Join us at Discord at the Fan Hub Rejects. We're going to pop all the links to that in the comment section down below. And then, that's all we got for this week. We want to thank you to the panel for tuning in today, Rollins, Seaboss, and Volkner, and then to everyone who
Big shout out to Wolf.
Yeah. So we got a couple new people here today. So thank you for listening in, and we'll be back to talk some shit next week. So
we out.
Good night. Yeah.